A very good morning, children. Children, today again we'll continue with the topic, the grammar topic that we were doing, simple, compound and complex sentences. I hope you have seen the first two videos and you've understood the videos. If you have not seen it first, please watch those videos, children. Then alone will you understand this third video. Okay? And let's have a little recap of what we've already done of the last video. The second video we did transformation of compound sentences into simple sentences. And we saw the three methods how to do that by substituting a preposition for a clause, by substituting a participle for a finite verb, by substituting an infinitive for the main verb. Okay? And transformation of complex sentences into simple sentences, changing subordinate noun clause, changing subordinate adverb clause, changing subordinate relative clause. That is complex into simple. So mainly when you change complex into simple, you have to change the subordinate clause. And that you already know what is subordinate because you have done clauses. Okay. So let's move on today. Today we shall take the transformation of compound sentences into complex sentence. Now whenever you get a grammar exercise, children, you need to read the sentence carefully. Look at what you have to do with that sentence. Okay. So once you understand what it is, you will be able to solve it properly. So here now, compound sentence, you know what it is. We've already done in the earlier videos. It is sentences with two, independent clause, right? Independent clause means what? Which makes sense by itself. So compound sentence they are joined by a coordinating conjunction. Okay, two sentences which are having sense by itself. And complex sentence is what? You have one independent and one dependent clause. So let's see how do we change a compound into complex. In a compound sentence, the second of the two coordinate clauses usually completes the sentence. Hence, while transforming a compound sentence into complex, the second clause must be made the principal. Principal means what? The main clause, okay? And the first dependent. Now, let's understand the statement with an example. Now, let's try by using if. Okay, the first method, how to change compound into complex. Study your lessons every day and you will surely score good marks. Now, what sentence is this, children? This is a compound sentence. How do I know it's a compound? Because I have two independent clauses here. Study your lessons every day, makes sense by itself. You will surely score good marks, makes sense by itself. So, it's a compound. Now, I have to make it complex. Okay. Now, if I have to make it complex means one has to be independent, one has to be dependent. Clear? So, what they are saying here, now the second clause which is there in the compound sentence, you will make this as a main clause. So, this, no children, you will keep it as it is. You will not add anything into this in the second clause. Okay. But in the first, you will make it dependent, the first clause. Okay. If I have to make this dependent means what? I'll have to put one conjunction there. Correct? So, if I put a conjunction, it becomes what? Dependent clause. You know how to identify independent and dependent. We already did that. Dependent always has a conjunction. Okay. So, but you have to use the right conjunction. So, here, if you study your lessons every day, you will surely score good marks. You see the and is gone there and you have put one conjunction here. So, this becomes what? It is what? A subordinating conjunction because you're making it complex. So, if you study your lessons every day, you will surely score good marks. You see the comma there? All that is important, children, when you're writing. Okay? Don't forget the commas. So, I've changed it into complex sentence. Let's try another one. By using unless, speak the truth or I will keep you under arrest. So, the second half of it, keep it as it is because both are independent, no? So, this you keep as a principal. You're keeping it as principal clause, okay? Or what you say, independent clause. The first one, you will make it dependent, first clause, okay? So, first, if you're making dependent, you have to put a conjunction. So, unless you speak the truth, I will keep you under arrest. Conjunction, you have to use the right one, children. That you have to think which one to put. Okay. Then the third one, by using although, though, even though. He was a poor man, but he was always honest. Okay. So we have to, the second clause will be made main clause. So second we will put it as main clause. So we are keeping it as it is. But you bring it in front here because you have to change, make it, sound correct. So he was always honest, although he was poor. So you have made the first one, you have made it as a dependent because you put although he was poor. No, we put a conjunction here. So the first part becomes a dependent clause. Okay, and the second part always remains as the principal or the independent clause. So one independent, one dependent. You see, that is complex sentence. Clear? So let's move on. Let's transform now complex sentence into compound sentence. Alright. So complex, you know what it is. It is one independent, one dependent. But compound sentence is what? Both are independent. So while transforming a complex sentence into compound, the principal clause is placed last and the subordinate clause, which becomes coordinate clause, will be first. Now understand this with an example. By using and. And it is what? Coordinating conjunction, right? We use it for compound. So we use and now. Let's use and try. I am sure that you are doing your best. Now, look at the sentence. Now this is what complex. Now children, if it is complex means what? One is independent and one is dependent, right? So which is the independent clause? You have to question yourself. Try questioning your mind and find out, okay? So I am sure is what? Independent clause. That you are doing your best will be dependent clause. Why dependent, children? Because you have here the that, as a conjunction, and that comes in what? In complex. So now I have to make what? I have to make both of this as independent clause. So what should I do? So what is said here? That the principal clause is placed last. Principal means what? The independent clause. Which is the independent clause? I am sure. So that has to come last, and then you have to change it and put the right conjunction. Okay, there. So you are doing your best and I am sure of it. Okay. So here you have changed it into what? Compound sentence. Look at it. You are doing your best. Makes sense. I am sure of it. Makes sense. So both have become independent clause. Let's try using the second method by using but. Though I saw her, I did not speak to her. Alright. So you choose now. You see from here which is the main or independent clause. Which is independent, children, out of this? First half it cannot be because there is a conjunction here. In the second half it is here. I did not speak to her. So that you place last. And you will put now in the first you have to remove this, okay, conjunction, because this is coming in complex, no? And you have to put one which belongs to the compound. So I saw her but did not speak to her. Clear? Let's see the third one by using or. He would gladly give me money if he had any. Now, which is the independent clause there? He would gladly give me money. So that you have to put it last and then change it. Okay, change the conjunction. So here, what will you use? He had no money or he would gladly give me. Alright, a little thinking is needed. You should know which conjunction you should put in order to change from complex to compound. Now let's understand this better with some examples, okay? Let's do an exercise together now. Are you all attentive? Now the first one what we tried, transforming compound into complex sentence. Compound into complex. So if I have to put compound into complex means what? I have to make, these will be what? Two independent clause. So I have to make one as independent, one as dependent. Alright, and what was the rule that we saw? Yes, the rule that we saw in making the compound into complex sentence. Yes, we saw that the principal clause, okay, the second clause will be made principal and the first will be made dependent. So if I have to make this dependent, children, I have to put one conjunction here. So think which one? He tried his best, but he didn't succeed. Yes? Which one will you put? Which conjunction, subordinating conjunction will you put? Though he tried his best, he didn't succeed. Okay? So now you have made it complex because one becomes dependent and one becomes independent. This your second one, you keep it as it is as independent clause. Okay? Come on, let's do the second one. The cloud entered the circus ring and the children started clapping. Yes, the second one you will keep as it is. Okay, as the independent. Now this you have to make it dependent. So I have to put a conjunction here. Which one will be suitable to make it complex? Think of all the conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions. When the cloud entered the circus ring, the children started clapping. Yes, this now becomes a complex sentence. Let's try the third one. You have to hurry or you will miss the bus. Yes, which is the principal clause here. Yes, you have to hurry, you will miss the bus. The second part you have to keep as it is, the second clause. So you change, you put a conjunction in the first half. If you do not hurry, you will miss the bus. Let's try an exercise transforming complex sentence into compound sentence. Although she is rich, she is not happy. Alright, so making complex into compound, what did we say? The dependent clause is placed last. So which is the, okay, the principal clause, the independent clause, no, is placed last. So which is the independent clause? She is not happy. You place it last and we change here. Alright, so we put, although she is rich, she is not happy. So she is rich, but she is not happy. Alright, so you put a but here, it becomes compound sentence. You will pass if you work hard. Alright, now you look at it. Which is the independent clause? You will pass. Right? So you have to put it last. And you put the other half of the sentence first. So, work hard and you will pass. It becomes a compound sentence. Third, he could not catch the train because he was late. So which is the independent clause here? He could not catch the train. Alright, so that you will put it last. So what will you put in conjunction here? He was late and could not catch the train. If you follow the rule, children, it's easy. You have to practice a lot. Okay, so let's just recap of what we've already done today. We saw transformation of compound sentences into complex sentences. And how do we do that? We saw an example. Study your lessons every day and you will surely score good marks. So we said we keep the second part. Okay, both are independent clause, right? Because it's compound. So the second clause you keep as it is and you put a conjunction in the first half. So if you study your lessons every day, you will surely score good marks. Now transformation of complex sentence into compound. How do you do that? That the principal clause, or what is it? The independent clause is placed last. So look at the sentence. Although she is rich, she is not happy. So the independent clause is what? She is not happy. You keep it last and then you change it. She is rich, but she is not happy. Alright? So please see, children, that you do the assignment that is given to you. Practice that well. Go through all the tutorials well of this topic of sentences, simple, compound and complex. Thank you so much, children, for giving me a listening ear, and God bless you.